Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I rise to respond to the question being raised by Honorable Inosi Kurundrani. Mr. Speaker, the average turnover cane for the past 3 years is less than 1.5% of the total harvestable cane. Less than 1.5% of the total harvestable cane. That's for the past 3 years. That means, Honorable Speaker, 98.5% of sugarcane in Fiji is harvested. This is already a great accomplishment. The tiny fraction of cane that was left standing in previous years came as a result of shortages in labor, poor harvesting efforts, and the abandonment of farms, all issues that are being addressed head-on by this government. Because we are committed, Mr. Speaker, to ensuring that every sugarcane farmer in Fiji is armed with the tools and assistance to harvest every last bit of their crop. Honorable Speaker, while we've been blessed with favorable weather, the industry has been put in a position of great strength to take advantage of these favorable conditions thanks to the support of this government. Holistic support that despite the opposition and distraction of the opposition has only increased, including our most recent national budget. Under the new budget, as you may know, Honorable Speaker, a total of $70.4 million, $70.4 million has been allocated to the industry, comprising of $4.8 million for operating and $65.1 million for capital expenditure that has been allocated to the industry. This budget, Honorable Speaker, is aligned to the Fiji Sugar Corporation's newly adapted 5-year strategic action plan, we call SAP, that aims to implement strategies to reduce costs and improve both the services and the infrastructure related to cane cultivation, harvesting and transportation. The SAP is based on targeted interventions to reverse the decline in sugarcane production and through adopting new innovations, assist farmers in reducing costs of production and improving their viability, including undertaking measures to ensure that all standing over cane is harvested, transported, and processed at the mills, and income is generated both for the farmers and FSC from sugar sales. I want to repeat that for Honorable Kurundrani, Honorable Speaker. I want to say that the SAP is based on targeted interventions to reverse the decline in sugarcane production, and through adopting new innovations, assist farmers in reducing costs of production and improving their viability, including undertaking measures to ensure that all standing over cane is harvested, transported, and processed at the mills, and income is generated both for the farmers and FSC from sugar sales. Honorable Speaker, over 20%, or a total of $13.4 of the $65.1 million capital expenditure has been allocated specifically to address issues related to cane transportation and harvesting. $13.4 million of the $65.1 million capital expenditure has been allocated specifically to address issues related to cane transportation and harvesting. A total of $3 million is allocated for upgrading of cane access roads and installation of culverts, $4 million for the cane cartage from Penang to Rarawai, $500,000 for use of machineries related to farm mechanization, including purchase of tractors that can be used for cutting of rail carts and cage beans, and $5.9 million for procurement of trucks that subsidizes FAC cartage of cane to mills. During the current harvesting season, the FSC will acquire a total of 117 new trucks, comprising of 100 Isuzu and 17 Mitsubishi vehicles, and distribute them across all mills areas to ease cane transportation issues, especially for billet cane. 16 of these trucks that have arrived and already been distributed to a few sectors. 27 will be distributed this week, while the rest of 74 will be delivered before end of August. Mr. Speaker, 3 years ago, our government began our aggressive and ambitious campaign to wholly modernize the sugarcane industry, a campaign that has brought significant confidence to our farmers. Anyone who actually takes the time to visit our farms and mills will see the fruits of this campaign with their own eyes. For instance, mechanization of cane harvesting. In 2015, there were only 15 mechanical harvesters, but today, Mr. Speaker, that number has more than quadrupled. There are now 71 harvesters in operation, of which 35 were brought through the assistance provided by my Sugar Ministry under the Farm Mechanization Program. With the increase in number of harvesters, it is expected that over 40% of the total cane will be mechanically harvested this season. As announced in this year's budget, we are also trialing new hilly harvesters that can navigate difficult terrain. That is all progress you can see, Honourable Speaker. Honourable Speaker, in some harder to reach areas, especially those in the difficult hilly terrain I just mentioned, sugarcane farmers can find it difficult to find means of harvesting, whether by man or machine. That's why we are forever grateful to the Fiji Correction Service Department and the Methodist Church of Fiji, both of which have generously helped fill any gaps in cane harvesting since past few years. In 2018, a total of 10,928 tons of cane were harvested by the prisoners, and around another 14,500 tons will be harvested by them during this season, giving them a source of income and a way to contribute while serving their time. Complementing these efforts, Honourable Speaker, cane cutters deployed through the assistance of the Methodist Church managed to harvest 35,000 tons of cane in 2018, and is expected to double the volume in 2019 because of increase in supply of cane cutters, who use this as a way to build camaraderie and raise funds for church projects. In order to prepare for the 2019 season's targeted volume of 1,870,000 tons, FSC undertook major upgrades at all the 3 mills before the beginning of crushing. At the Voreqe mill, a new electronics control system was installed and refurbishment was undertaken on the mill's diffuser. The boiler at the Voreqe mill was refurbished and rollers were replaced in the Lombasa mill. Mr. Speaker, despite the mill's cane crushing have a slow start in the first few weeks of the season due to both the shortage of supply and teething issues as we transitioned to improved equipment, FSC has now seen improvements in all mill performances. The FSC specialized crew of steam turbine engineers are working on all the 3 mills to ensure stable operations of the mills and that the mills receive and crush their respective cane supply targets through the crushing period. 690,000 tons at Voreqe mill, 680,000 tons at Lombasa mill, and 500,000 tons at Voreqe mill. FSC has also adopted a 1 mill concept following the closure of Penang mill and loss of the rail bridge across the Mba River caused by TC Joshi and Kenny last year. Under this concept, certain volumes of cane are transferred to the Lautoka mill from the Rarawai mill to assist in balancing the season length and mill stoppages. Early last year, Honorable Speaker, the Fijian government had received assistance from the government of India to carry out a survey on our existing railway networks. And we are now awaiting the report to plan the upgrading of these networks, an upgrade that will bring unprecedented ease of transport and efficiency to our sugarcane industry. These are the type of big ideas that we have and which the opposition lacks. The upgrade of our rail system will be complemented by the general support of the European Union, which provided for the refurbishment of 40 cage bins, dramatically bolstering FAC's existing stock of 20 cage bins. This will provide a greater level of ease to farmers using rail to deliver the cane to the mills. Mr. Speaker, with each passing day, the cane supply is progressively improving, and this has contributed positively to the mill's operational efficiency. As of just last week, a total of 414,047 tons of cane has been crushed, with 38,365 tons of sugar made for all three mills. The Lautoka mill is crushing 250 tons of cane per hour. The Lambasa mill at 240 tons per hour, and the Rarawai mill is gradually improving from last week's crushing rate of 204 tons per hour. At this rate, it is expected that crushing at the Lambasa mill will be completed in 14 weeks, in 16 weeks at the Lautoka mill, and 18 weeks for Rarawai mill. In addition to these wide-ranging government initiatives, Honorable Speaker, we are also planning to introduce mechanized cane planting technology in the next season. So all that said, Honorable Speaker, there are still more exciting things on the horizon for Fiji sugar's industry. We thank all the stakeholders who are the lifeblood of the Fijian sugarcane industry, especially the cane growers, the cane cutters, the lorry drivers, the locomotive drivers, the mill operators, and the staff and management of FSC and the Sugar Research Institute of Fiji, who are dedicated to tapping into government support and making the 2019 cane harvesting season a success. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.